Live from a corner in Winslow, Arizona, in the Hotel California Ballroom. It's Cocktails with Heather, starring Heather Diane.
Yep.
Papaya Beansprout. And me, Mike Sutherland. Today on Cocktails with Heather, the naughty guide to fisting.
Oh.
Sexual fantasies. What people consider cheating. In some cases, it's everything. Plus, we continue our story time with Lubricated Aunt. And our drink of the day is liquid panty remover. Oh, I also forgot the Dear Miss Heather. So we're going to start with Dear Miss Heather.
Oh, okay.
Recently, my girlfriend hasn't been able to orgasm from oral. I ignored you, Papaya, because I don't care about your fucking stupid opening.
Just do it. Oh.
Cocktails in.
He did that huge breathe in like The Rock. You could smell what The Rock
Do you
is cooking.
smell what the papaya's cooking?
I love it when he just gets incredibly fucking heinously loud on this so that everybody can hear him from a block away.
Well, you say that I'm too quiet, so.
You little mouse, and I got the lion over here.
Shut up. Fucking lion.
And you're Oscar the Grouch.
You're a douche. You're Papaya the douche. Recently, my girlfriend has not been able to orgasm from oral. I spent over an hour last night, in fact. She'd get really close, but then lose it over and over. Before that, she was able to, and it was pretty explosive. Am I doing something wrong?
Did Ryan write this? No?
No, this was gathered from the internet.
Interwebs. Well, my first question is, why do you keep changing what you're doing when she gets really close?
Yeah, why do you stop?
Stop that. Keep doing exactly what you have been doing.
Tongue is probably numb at that point.
I'm sure it is, but I mean, that's why it's numb, is because you keep changing what you're doing. But like, oh, she's getting really close, I'm going to do something I think is really cool. No, stop doing that.
Why don't you switch from the letter T to the letter W?
How about the letter C?
Well, you could add
C
it.
is very much
you
like
could add
T.
it for ant and have can't.
See?
Yeah, no, that is a common problem. I mean, for chicks, it can be lots of different things. Your head could not be in the game, which is a problem. For chicks, you have to be.
You gotta be there.
You got to be in the headspace to be getting
For
head.
guys, too.
I don't know. It seems like dudes could just really.
You got to be in the headspace.
I'm gonna be in the headspace for getting head.
No pun intended.
Well, and same for chicks, I think, and then it's sometimes it's just not going to happen, and dudes don't get that. They're like, no, I'm going to make it happen, and you're like, it's not going to happen. Just press on.
Yeah. Move on to another technique.
Yeah, move on to something else.
Flip the bean or something.
Well, and then you also get the people that really get excited about it and try to do alternative methods. So, and every chick is different. I'm sure some chick like
a feather duster.
Yeah, I don't know, like the
alternative
clit, like the clit sucked instead of licked. Or they go in like with a fury, and like that's bad too. That's just like doing the DJ booth.
Going to town on an udder?
Yeah, kind of like that. You couldn't see the visual, but it was I had both fists in the air. I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, that was either a double dick or a fucking...
That reminds me, there was...
Man with two knives.
What the fuck was I can't remember what TV show or comedy show it was where they hired this actor... As you were doing the double dick thing, they hired this actor and he's in a green screen stuff, and they're like, okay, now pretend like you're cheering and do this, it's like the double dick thing.
Yeah,
right. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Yay, all right, yay. Now open your mouth wider. Scream. And it turns out it's for a hentai they're making green screen, which is really good. He's like, all right, I'm really glad to have been part of this sci-fi project.
My God, that's exactly what my face looked like, I'm sure, while I was doing that. But yeah, that's I think a lot of that is going to be, you need to just work on your technique. Maybe start asking what she likes. And I don't know. I mean, a lot of chicks aren't vocal, so they're probably not telling him, or she's not telling him what she likes.
Yeah.
Or keep doing that. Don't stop doing that.
Right.
Usually the I'm getting close is your cue to just keep doing exactly what you were doing. Don't change what you were doing.
Doesn't he
at all
pay attention to like physical cues, like her like bucking her hips a little more, moaning a little differently.
Obviously, fucking not.
Yeah,
No. No, because it's been what did he say? Over an hour. It's been over an hour.
Look, I
mean, it probably feels like a goddamn eternity.
I've done 41 a couple times. I did 45 minutes to an hour, and yeah, my job paid for it the next day. But
yeah, I
at least delivered.
Yeah, I'm sure what feels like a very long time to me in giving a blowjob probably is only like 2 minutes. It's like every minute is like dog years.
Well, yeah, but has the clock ever just been staring you? The digital alarm clock is staring you in the face as you're doing it?
Yes.
No.
Because for me, yes, it was.
No, because I can't look. I'm looking down. I have one, unless the alarm clock's like taped to his pubic hairs. I can't.
Or his head.
Yeah.
I can't understand why anybody would spend 45 minutes to an hour performing oral.
You know,
I don't want to hear your
farther
excuses.
down the road, I could see it now as probably a sign of insecurity. Like, oh, I've got to please this person no matter what.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
of course, you
you're
could be
basically just trying to fucking rubber dry.
Like, maybe, I don't know,
Paper that shit right
maybe
off.
she won't leave all night
like
again
a cat's
if I
tongue
make
by
her
the end of the
come,
night,
you know?
like coughing up hairballs and shit.
Maybe she'll acknowledge my name if I make her come.
You could just be really, really sensitive like me, and if I feel like I've been giving head too long, I just kind of sit up and go, "So are you going to finish this or what?"
And you just
No.
tap out. Just slap one of his butt
Like
cheeks.
I am done with this.
I'm done.
I had someone get fucking pissed off at me after doing that. I was like, okay, let's move on to something else. She's like, what do you mean? You don't want to cut? I'm like, I want to do other things.
Besides just that.
Just, stop. You can stop sucking my dick. Just,
See, that's the problem. You
Just-
shouldn't have said anything. You should have just fucking. You should.
I did.
You should have moved to the next thing.
I know what I'm doing when it comes to this stuff.
But you said you said
pretty
it.
fucking good at moving into the next area. She got pissed off because that's what she wanted to do, and that's how she felt.
Powerful. That's
Love. That was her.
Pleasing. She like
Pleasing.
You can please in other ways.
Yeah, and I'm like, where are you going? Well, you don't like me anymore. Like, all right, self-esteem.
So, letter writer, I'm going to say one thing that you should definitely try, depending on what you've got going on here, is when giving oral either direction, the best way to come to a conclusion is a finger in the ass.
Get it in there.
Just make it happen. A finger in the ass every time.
Finger goes near my ass. I feel like taking a dump.
Finger in the ass. Tired of giving head? Finger in the ass. Every time. And from what we've been told, I mean, and it seems to work, but I mean, it could probably work without it too, as it is that if you're holding her like a bowling ball almost, when you got the fingers in and then a finger in the butt and going to town on the clit, like, she's got so much going on, she can't help but lose control. Like, there is no option at that point. Take it for what it's worth. Give it a try.
There's a scene in American Dad where Francine, the mom, is talking to her daughter, and she's like, "Put the pinky in there." She's like, "I did, Mom. Put it all the way in."
All the way
I'm like,
in.
wow, that's pretty. They're pretty fucking.
They push the envelope.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's my advice. Put a finger in the butt.
There you go. Sometimes they don't like that.
Yeah, quit being lazy with your tongue.
Okay, so what is the
Quit just resting your head on it and rubbing back and forth.
So what is the best and worst reaction you've gotten from putting a finger in the butt?
I don't know if I've ever had a bad reaction.
Oh, you always get the frisky out of the way.
Yeah, basically. Like, not even that. Just, like, more accepting than you would anticipate most of the time.
I guess everyone's a little gay, huh?
About 5%.
Yeah. You have to be gay, like a finger in your butt. A chick's finger is way different than a huge dude's dick.
Well, it doesn't have to be a huge dude dick. It could be a guy with a little dick. It could be Leslie Chow, The Hangover.
I bet he does have a small dick.
Maybe. Maybe not.
That would be hilarious if it was actually really his dick that they used in the movies.
Could be.
When they showed it, like the little peanut that was sticking through the glass in part 2. And the fucking monkey goes and licks it.
It could be.
God bless him.
God bless him.
He didn't let that hold him back.
All right. We dear Miss Heathered.
So,
Yeah, change your game up, homie, or start paying fucking attention, or tell your girl to start giving you cues.
Yeah. Do you like this? Do you like this?
Handballing.
Throw me a freaking bone here.
Why do you hand? Oh no, are we on fisting?
Yes. So our fetish of the day is fisting.
I went through a spurt where I was really into that shit. Watching that shit. And then I don't know, it ran its course. I loved watching lesbian fisting, and then I don't know, I like the
Who the fuck calls it handballing?
I don't know, but I do now.
Vaginal fisting is considered handballing.
I like fisting
handball
better.
is a goddamn
Handball.
game.
Yeah, it is.
Hand
But
and
now
ball.
now it's fisting.
I'm trying to find.
Fisting nuns?
Fisting scares the shit out of me.
Why?
Not a pun.
Because it reminds her of giving birth?
Oh,
Opposite?
not okay.
Apparently not. You should have let her answer that.
No. That sounds bad too. Can't even connect them. No, I just don't enjoy thinking about that. I think after like 2 fingers, I'm wondering what the fuck's going on down there. I certainly don't want that in my butt.
Am I there we go. Is fisting a fetish?
Dear God, what have you put inside my vagina?
What are you doing? Give me exams? The fuck?
Is that a speculum?
Why don't you get in there and scrape away too while you're at it?
Right?
Send it to my doctor.
I'm due for a pap.
What is your name? Pap Schmear?
Dr. Pap?
Oh, sorry. What is your name? Pap Schmear?
Mr. Handsome.
Is fisting a fetish? Is it really a fetish?
I don't know.
Dr. Palmer.
Or just something that people with really stretched out cavities can do?
This is the answer is from a guy named Franklin Vo, who's the author of More Than Two: A Practical Guide to Ethical Polyamory. Is fisting a fetish? It can be, or it can just be an activity. He apparently likes it.
No matter what, it's an activity.
It's merely one of a broad range of sexual activities. If I never did it again, I'd miss it, but it wouldn't be a huge blow to my sex life or anything.
Okay, I like how you say he likes it evidently, and then the paragraph you're reading from starts with, I like fisting. I like fisting.
How about you?
One of my partners has something more like a fetish for fisting. It's preferred sexual activity for her, and without it, she'd suffer
Fistish.
a significant blow to her sex life.
Blow.
Again, with the blow, I'm using fetish here in the BDSM sense of the word, not the psychological sense. Strictly speaking, in psychology, a fetish is something you absolutely have to have, or else you can't experience sexual gratification, though relatively few people use the word that way.
Yeah, that's true. They don't.
We
just use it as the stuff that you
get
are you into?
I've got a Starbucks fetish.
Yeah.
But you could still get off of that Starbucks.
It's kind of my thing.
If you got to pour a mochaccino
Caramel
deluxe,
macchiato.
Yeah, on your vagina, that's different.
Yeah, now if you could fist the fucking grande up there, then yeah.
I wonder why. I mean, he likes fisting, but I don't think they're fisting him, right? He likes fisting. What does it feel like when you're done fisting? Like, do you put your penis in it after?
I wouldn't know.
I mean, what?
No, you go Ricola.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't know if you put your penis in it either. I mean, it would just
tightens back up. It's
like immediately. No,
it's
well,
like that opening in Independence Day where it's slowly closing up, and Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith have to fly through it before it closes away. Elvis has left the building.
Oh, that's them. Okay.
That's I don't think it actually closes up quite that quick.
Was fisting too much for you?
Then yes.
Hand fetishism. That's what it is.
Handball.
Handballing.
Handballing. Maybe because you put your hand in a ball because it's a fist. But fisting that I have seen isn't like with an actual fist. It's like you do the flipper hand.
You gotta work it up to it. So you got to do the puppet hand, right?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
We're all doing the puppet hand, just so you guys know.
Once you've loosened her enough, after you've gotten past the knucks.
Okay, expert fister over here.
I told you I was into that shit watching it for a little while.
No. I'm just making fun of Mike.
You use your fingers.
Yeah.
So you go 2, 3.
Yeah.
You don't do it like that.
You would have to eventually.
You that's only for people that have done that before.
Yeah.
This
the
is
speculum
too much. So you start off and you have to go flat.
Yeah.
Side to side, hand facing straight up and down.
God, it hurts.
And then what you do what you do is once you get the fingers in there, you curve your fingers to the left.
Yeah.
Because you're using your right hand, but you're still going to do it with your right hand because it seems to be that's the way
I'm
the body
ambidextrous.
And then slowly you get past the knuckles, and then the thumb. And that's how you do it.
And so then the real fun begins.
And then the real fun begins. Let's see. Fingers, palms, and nails are attraction to a specific action performed by hands, which may otherwise be considered non-sexual.
She's got to make sure that people know she's drinking.
Such as washing or drying dishes. I didn't know that there was a hand fetishism for washing or drying dishes. It doesn't surprise me.
Is there?
You are a retard.
That's the point.
Hold on. I'm taking selfies during the
It's not even a good picture. It's not. It's dumb.
Okay, I got the picture.
He's such a hater.
I was just realizing that as I was leaning back while Mike was describing this, that I was making a horrible face, and I was like, I should make that face while I'm drinking and use that.
A hand fetish is a sexual attraction to hands. Handball. This attraction is commonly expressed with fingering, hand jobs, sucking, and licking the palms.
Okay.
There's a subtype of hand fetishism called fingernail fetishism, scratching with nails and painting. Like not scratching your back.
Not a thing for Joe, evidently.
Oh no! I just when I was into that, watching that shit, and I saw a chick that have long fingernails, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not being nice. I could just totally picture that scratching.
Just giving her a pap smear. Let us.
So yeah, then when she gets the pap smear, all of a sudden it looks like a baby was trying to escape from inside.
Let us not forget that men also get fisted in their anal cavities.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the gerbil fetish.
Yeah, here it is in Wikipedia called handballing. It actually has.
There's a comic lady with a.
Holy shit! I didn't even see that
hand inside her.
How the fuck did
nether
you
regions.
not see that?
I was reading the handballing thing and brachiovaginal. Brachioproctic, which is your butt.
Which was a animal during the Paleolithic era.
Oh. Yeah. The Assosaurus.
Yeah.
Have you seen the commercial? Okay, I have a sidebar. There is a commercial for these new dolls. They're called butt heads. Have you seen them?
No.
I have to sidebar because we're talking about asses now. Ready?
Oh my God, they're asses.
They did it. They fucking did it.
Their heads are butts. Master of martial arts. Ripper. Silent but deadly. Brain fart. He's a ghastly ghoul. And robot. The ultimate fart.
Robot.
Their heads are butts. In battle mode.
Their heads are butts.
That's like a South Park segment.
It is. It really is.
It's so insanely stupid. Like the song is.
Butt heads.
Their heads are butts.
Awesome. They were so busy wondering if they could do it, they didn't think if they should do it.
Yeah.
That's very appropriate for the moment.
Yeah.
That's
as Jurassic Park is on in the background.
Thank you, Dr. Malcolm.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Toast to you.
Dr. Heather Malcolm.
Yes.
What the fuck? Why couldn't we think of that?
I'm sure we have.
Because, I'm sorry, pardon the pun, but it's such an asinine idea that how the fuck can you come up with that and think that people were going to actually buy it?
We probably did, and we're like, nobody will buy that.
Yeah, that's like a stoner fucking idea.
What if we made a doll and its head was a butt?
Yeah.
And it farted.
And then you pulled the arm and it farted.
So the next one is going to be dick heads.
Yeah.
And then you squeeze.
No. The next series of these butt heads is going to be where you scratch it and it smells like a fart.
Pinch the tip.
It's like a strawberry shortcake, but with shit.
Strawberry shit cake.
the taints.
Oh, wet bomb.
Mode for epic pranks. Each butthead comes with its own stinky scratch and sniff.
Oh, they do have a scratch and sniff.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Their heads are butts.
That's our.
Their
butts.
heads
Gotta
are
be
butts.
a joke. That's got to be a joke.
No, it's real.
Oh God.
That is not a fucking joke.
I got Amazon that shit.
There it is, right there.
Guess I know what my kids are getting for Easter.
New fingerlings.
That sounds wrong.
I'm
New
literally
fingering.
looking at the Wowie website, Buttheads Toys. It is not. See, it's right there, Joe.
Oh God, it's the robot.
Interactive farting figurine.
$15. Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
How about $350?
Why is the first recommended thing on my Amazon a face shield?
for the butt heads.
Like a fucking...
That's to block you from the fart smell. I don't know why you're even questioning that, Joe. Butt heads raise a stink at retail.
Yeah. Are out to make a stink. Good job, you guys. Of course, if you look up butt heads, what comes up?
Yep, they're there. They're fucking on Amazon for sale. $10.
I just showed you on Amazon.
I don't believe you.
You and your fake goddamn Amazon links.
Yeah, that's what I did. I
liar.
I created an entire internet on my system.
She's been very busy today. Very busy.
I took all the internet and put it on my computer.
All the internets.
Nicomo 3-head shower enema / douche cleansing system in stainless what?
Steel.
All right, how much?
In stainless steel, $14.99 on
That's
Amazon
it?
Prime.
You just squirt water on your butt?
A douche enema. Is that what it said? Douche enema?
It says enema / douche cleansing system.
Wouldn't that really be the same thing?
No.
Those are different heads. They're like Men in Black fucking like neuralizers.
Right here. You just look at this tip right here.
So you can forget.
One looks like a butt plug, a stainless steel butt plug.
It probably is, dude.
Spark plug. Want a spark plug?
Spark plug.
Spark plug.
What the fuck is this?
Oh,
that's an action figure.
Tantalizing.
TB League S12D16 flexible seamless action figure suntan body skeleton Kimmy head.
What the? Try to say that really fast a bunch of times.
What's it for? Stop action animation porn.
Oh
yeah.
You went into the dark Amazon.
I went into dark eBay.
Okay.
Oh.
Dark eBay.
Some of these are used for art. They use them for
they do
for posing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most of these they do. Look.
Yeah, I pose my penis in between its tits.
That's what I use my vibrator for too.
The 1/6 height penis pose.
Don't judge my fucking growth.
Yeah, that's what I use my dildo for too.
See,
art.
This is what they use it for.
Man, the world. This is the world.
Why not?
So what they do is they pose them in some sort of whatever. It's
okay.
I have
they
no
have a
way.
fucking showerhead colonic douche system they have for sale. Damn. Some people just blow smoke up their ass.
Or water.
Like,
could you hook it up to a soda bottle? You're getting off track here. With
I
this.
know, but
man. See what happens when he's in control. When he's the guy in the chair.
I know.
Oh, that's cute. All right.
Oh fuck, we know what his search history is gonna get full of.
And we know what Mike's buying.
Yeah. 2.
Top of my Christmas list.
So you don't bother me when I'm cleaning my room.
It's my private reflection
period. Like Schwarzenegger from Terminator.
See?
Your clothes, give them to me.
Fuck you.
Wash day tomorrow. Nothing clean,
See?
right? Nothing clean, right?
Now you're looking at
Bruce Lee cock.
Dude.
What?
Action figurines? What the
Dude looks like Bruce Lee with the yellow fucking spandex shorts.
It's because it is.
Well, see that. What?
There's Arnold. I got pulled into this weird fucking.
I didn't even know this stuff existed.
He just turned into cocktails with Mike's fetishes.
But that's what this is what they use them for. The real people will use this because they don't have the head on them. Will use this for posing, mostly for doing live action movies.
Okay,
that's what they would use them for. That's what they were made for. They're not necessarily.
Well, we're gonna bastardize them.
Yeah, they get now. Now they get bastardized for that.
We find more fun things to do with them.
Oh Jesus! All right. So fisting, fun or not?
No, not fun.
Why is it not fun for you?
That hurts.
But you've never done it.
Yeah, I don't need to. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. There's a whole lot of nope.
One finger in my butt's plenty. Thank you.
A finger in your butt.
Yeah.
All right.
That's enough.
Pinky or all the way up to thumb?
I don't know. I don't know which finger it is.
How many knuckles?
I don't know.
4.
Who has 4 knuckles? How long of a finger do you have where you have 4 knuckles?
Well, I consider the wrist a knuckle.
Okay.
Well, the thumb. The thumb is the stopping point. So you get to the knuckles, and then the thumb stops you from going any further.
Well, the wrist. That's a big knuckle.
How would
thumb's
you
the blocker. You keep it out like this.
That would only work if you had lost a good portion of your hand. If you were the guy that lost all your hand except for the one thumb.
Okay, so now I gotta ask you this: if you lose your hand, would that still be considered fisting?
No, it's stumping.
Wristing.
So you're stumped.
You're taking a huge risk when you do that.
Yes, there's actually amputee porn that speaks to this.
Yes, I know.
Oh, of course you do.
There's always amputee porn. There's midget porn. There's amputee porn.
Midget amputee porn.
I don't not believe that it exists. I just don't think I ever wanted to acknowledge that it did.
What?
It does.
Amputee porn.
I'll give you a right good stumping. Yeah, I'm gonna say no on the fisting. Joe, you enjoy watching it, but probably not receiving it. I'm assuming.
No. Anything comes near my ass, I feel like pooping, dude. I'm good.
Would a regular finger in your penis hole be equivalent to fisting of your anus?
No. That'd be like shoving a leg up there.
Shoving a leg in your ass?
Yeah. You gotta consider the whole size.
Yeah, that's true.
Ow.
What about you, Mike? Do you enjoy a good anal fisting? Are you down for the goatsy? On you, not doing it to other people.
He'll give it a shot. You can tell that he would go for a good tossed salad every once in a while.
He's like, think about it. I might.
Yeah.
Depends on the size of the hand.
What if it's like the chick on Saturday Night Live with the tiny baby hand?
Yeah.
I like can I touch?
Hey, while you're in there, can you search for some polyps?
Yeah. While you're in there, grab the gold.
I'm due for my prostate exam. Does anything feel swollen?
You see that treasure chest?
Hey, if there's any undigested red meat in there, can you yank it out for me?
If you find the recipe for Krabby Patties, leave it there.
Let me know if Lemmy Winks is still breathing.
The speelunkers got lost up there. Help them out.
I got like 10 heads of 1/16 dolls in my butt. If you could make sure to fish a couple of those out.
I've got 36 carrots and 12 Hot Wheels in there.
Are the Hot Wheels wrapped in condoms?
No.
No.
I drove them up there myself.
While making the noise. Good God. Yeah, fisting scares the shit out of me, but it's not like I haven't seen it. I've witnessed it on various internet porns.
I thought you were going to say like it's some kind of events.
No, not that I've been to. I'm sure they are. I'm sure the exotic erotic ball has something like that.
Yes.
Since you're here.
Yes.
I would assume you've been to your fair share of bachelorette parties.
Yes.
Okay.
3.
Have they ever had any male strippers there?
No.
Okay. All right.
That's actually not a super popular thing because male strippers are gross.
Okay, because
really gross.
I've heard some stories. Like my mom and grandma went to one for my friend's mom got married one time, and they went to one, and the male strippers were there, and all of a sudden, those women that were spectators, they became very oral. Very, very
They
playful.
became participants.
Oh, very.
That's what I was just going to say. I was like waiting for the final. Yeah, they became participants.
My mom and grandma were like, yeah, we're going to go.
Well, that happens in the regular bachelor parties with chick strippers, too. But I guess I just haven't been to one where they've been really focused on that. Like ours always end up being like we go out and drink or go out and party or... One of them we went and stayed in a cabin and went out dancing or something like that. Shit like that. So there's that, but I have been to when I turned 18, Diana, our friend Diana, decided that I needed to go to the male strip show, and I don't know what the name of this bar was in Sacramento, but what it was is on certain nights, like one night a week,
the El Dorado Saloon.
That's what it was. They would have the strip night.
I could tell you because it was on a Tuesday night.
I don't remember what night it was.
And the only reason why I remember that is because me and a bunch of my friends, my buddy James and people that I went with to college, right? Mm-hmm. So we were all hanging out, and my buddy James' girlfriend at the time said, "Hey, we're all going to the El Dorado Saloon. All the girls are. Mm-hmm. We were going to hang out and just do whatever." And they're like, "Why don't you guys come with us?"
Oh, no.
And we're like, it's male review night. They're like, yeah? What are you bunch of fucking weirdos? Don't like guys? Or, you're not into it, we get it, but what are you afraid of? You afraid that they're going to show their dicks to you and try to hit on you?
Yeah, you didn't get to see their dicks.
Kinda. And they're like, no, you got to experience it. I'm like, okay. let's go do this.
Good for you. Good for you.
So we went to the El Dorado Saloon.
It was bad.
And it's a 2-level. It was, at the time, was a 2-level.
Okay.
So like when you walked in, there was an actual bottom level, like a basement level. So we stayed up on top and watched while the girls went downstairs. It was fucking hilarious. It was a good time.
It was, so it was like the week that I turned 18 and you could go into this thing. And so I don't even remember the year, but our friend Diana was probably the craziest person I've ever known. Stories galore, all real. You can believe every single one of them. And bitch could talk you into doing anything. Some people are just born with that gift, and she could do that. She could talk you into anything. So she decided that we need to go to this stripper review thing because I was 18. So I went and I wore like the Daisy Duke shorts that were in style at the time. Mm-hmm. And many moons ago. And we went to this thing, and my memories of this are sketchy, but still there. I'm pretty sure we were probably drinking some sort of terrible hot damn or bad schnapps on the way in. But one that they called out that it was my birthday, and I got pulled up on stage, and the dude did the whole put your legs around his neck thing. And from what I understand, you could see my vagina because the shorts moved. So
Sweet.
that happened, I guess. I couldn't witness that. I didn't know, but she was like, oh my God, you could see your pussy when they did that. I'm like, okay, cool. Thank God it's a bunch of bitches. And the second thing is that whenever a male stripper would come around and want to rub up against you, they were sweaty and oily, and it was so fucking gross.
They smelled like community college fucking
douche spray.
Yeah, douche spray, whatever you want to call
Axe spray.
Gross. It was so. It was
stripper spray.
Not even back then. I mean, that was well before Axe. But I mean, it was just gross. So every time I look at it, I think that's just
like,
so fast forward, I go
like cotton candy and fucking depression.
I thought it was always funny looking when you just see those male strippers and you just see their junk dancing and behind their bikini thong. And it just looks so. It just looked wrong. Like,
well, I never saw it.
Dumb.
They
wrong.
don't do maybe in-home private shows. They don't do completely naked, but there you always had the thong bikini type thing. And then fast forward years later, I'm much older. I go with my friend Vanessa, and we went to the Thunder Down Under over at the casino or something like that because one of her friends, like her son, was in it. And so she went to go watch her son in the dance in the review.
That's a little.
It was a little bit weird, but of course they don't get naked. And he was like the MC person. He wasn't like one of the features. I'm using
Master of
right
Cock.
Now. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, and so we had our picture taken with all the guys because like we thank God we were far enough back that they weren't going to come like.
Fucking help himself from trying to pun everything.
I know, right? He's working on it. The brain's moving every time something
Master of
comes up. He's over it. So like we went to this thing and we were far enough back, thank God, that they weren't gonna like accost us and like rub their sweatiness on it. But I could just see them and they're like sweaty and oily and I'm like, so fucking gross.
Dry humping their fucking sweaty.
These old ladies just and I'm like, oh, this is so awful.
It hasn't been wet since 1972.
And the best part is that they get all done and we took a photo with them and we're sitting there talking with them and I said, so how many guys here are actually gay? And out of like, I don't know how many of them were standing there, maybe like 10 or so. I think there was like one that wasn't. And I think it was that chick's son. Like that was it. The rest of them were gay, which is what cracks me up.
He just didn't want to out himself.
Yeah, it's possible that he also was homosexual. He just didn't want to out himself. But which is, you shouldn't be afraid. Be your best self, sir, if you're listening to this. But I mean, it was just cracked me up. So like,
go be a Chip and Gale.
All these ladies are like, yeah, they totally thought I was hot. They rubbing up against me and like, he likes dick. I didn't enjoy you. He likes dick.
He's looking at the other strippers while he's doing
they're probably all doing each other. Dirty strippers. So yeah, the male stripper
dirty
thing
whores.
is not what you think it is. So like, if they're jumping all over the male stripper guy, it can't be. I've never seen one that I'm like, you know what? I would ride that male stripper that's been face humping these old ladies in the crowd. Like that just doesn't do it for me. So I don't know.
Just breaking their dentures.
Yeah, just nah. Yeah, not good.
It cracked in half.
But I mean, even like at home parties where it's female strippers, they make people participants as well. So, in different ways. And depending on how much money you want to spend.
So pretty much a male stripper's indentured servitude.
Yes. Indentured servitude. Absolutely.
I better run. I gotta run. He's gonna throw something at me.
Get it indentured because of her dentures. Okay.
As soon as it fucking left his mouth. So the dating advice then would be bachelor and bachelorette parties.
It is?
Yep.
Don't go.
Since we were talking about them, I would have to say I've been to my share of bachelor parties. And
how did we even get on this subject?
I asked the question.
Papaya brought it up.
I must have jumped ahead without even. I never read that.
Oh, Papaya.
So I didn't even know that.
No,
he added it.
I changed it because it was dating advice, sexual fantasies. But we went into bachelorette parties, and that's actually better dating advice. For if you're dating somebody, and the significant other wants to go to a bachelor party, would you let them?
Depends on how deep we are in dating.
Let's say it's a brand new relationship.
I don't think I have a lot of pull. I don't think I have say in that.
I
mean, like if we're just dating or we're like together.
You're together.
Oh, well, then it should be fairly easy because I have like these are my rules.
What are your rules?
And like, well, one of them is, no animals.
That's fair.
Okay. That's like a fair thing.
That's a fetish down the road.
No shit stuff.
But,
yeah.
Wow.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like I've got a lot of like set rules on that.
No serial killing as well?
No serial killing
How do
is
you
also.
know?
I don't. Well, it depends. Like, actually, I'd probably be more open to that than fisting.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know if I could draw a comparison.
That's kind of a
Like
weird
if somebody's
comparison.
I've killed somebody before, I'd be like, are you going to try and stick your whole fist in my ass? Awesome.
I just have to tell you, I like to drive around and pick up hookers and then amputate their heads.
Where are their faces?
Okay, are they trying to put their whole fist inside my ass?
And I wear their bodies, their skin as lingerie.
Okay.
And I've done it 72 times.
Not putting their fist in my ass?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
okay.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good here. Did you shower?
Did you find Ted Bundy to be attractive?
Did you like Ted Bundy? I have like certain things that I kind of hit on. Is like one thing is I like to know like what the story is or where they're going if they're going out. Yeah. Like if you're shifting spots, you need to tell me where you're at, because what some people have to learn the hard way, for me in particular, is for some reason I find everything out and I don't know why. Like people call and tell me stuff when I'm like least expecting it. So like it's not unheard of for someone I haven't talked to in 2 years to send me a text and go, "Hey, did you know your boyfriend's out here?" Da 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 da.
That happened.
Yeah. It happens. It happens. It's happened, and it will probably happen again. It will always happen. I get texts of like, "Hey, did you know your ex is here?" So, yeah, I still get those. I still know what's going on.
You're like
I don't know
info
why.
epicenter.
I am. People know they can vomit that information to me, and it just gets stored.
Yeah, you're like the internet
for later.
Yeah, that happened to a significant. It happened to one of her exes. It was like, "Hey, I just saw so and so at this place," and she's like, "Oh, really?"
Oh, really?
And they're like,
"Tell me more."
Were you there for that or something?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Because it was at that. I'm trying to edit myself. It was at that time when
at band camp.
Yeah. It was after the 4th of July. I don't know the exact timeline when that whole thing fucking fell apart, but it was after we had gone to the 4th of July. Okay. I do know that. And then it was that stuff, and then...
No, even better than, did you know da-da-da-da-da? Our brother was delivering a car in Napa.
That's what it was.
This was beyond bar findings, which I get. He was delivering a car like in Napa for no reason, and I was in Las Vegas.
Right.
I was in a different state, and he calls me and said, "I just saw your ex on the highway with some other chick in the car."
Right.
Like, and it was a recent ex.
That's a good segue.
Shouldn't have been going to Napa or anything like that.
In another state.
Well, but I mean, we were split, but it was still like, what? Like, just
I don't think it
happened upon him.
Oh yeah. You were,
and I'm like, are you sure? I'm fucking sure that that's who it is. Like, this is their car. This is the sticker on it. This is their license plate frame. I looked at the guy. I know who it is, and I'm like, okay. So then I always do, because it's me. I'll be like, "So are you enjoying Napa?" I send a text message. Out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere.
If you could only see him at that moment, he's just like,
I know, he's probably like,
around.
What the fuck? How does she know?
The helicopters, man.
I always find out. And my thing is just because I have like, I have the power trip thing. of, the alpha, as we've talked about, the alpha issue is I don't want to have to be surprised. So if somebody tells me something and be like, they were what? Like, now it's shifted. Like, as long as I can look at them and be like, even if I'm pissed at you, like, and we're having our issues about it, like, if I can just look at them and go, yeah, I know, so the fuck what? Then I'm good. Like, I'm good there. And then I'll deal with this other bullshit back here. But as long as I can say to that person, like, yeah, fucking no. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Then I'm good. So that's an issue. But one of my rules is, in which this has caused me angst in years past, and it's only caused me angst once in my current relationship, is I have a strict no bachelor party rule. None. And it depends on what the situation is, so it can be altered, but anything that could be involving strippers or going to a strip club is out.
Why?
Okay.
Just out the door.
Why?
Because I worked with enough strippers to know what goes on at bachelor parties. And so I am not interested in anything that they are selling. So if you want to go drink, if you want to go to gamble, if you want to go rent a cabin out in the woods and 4-wheel drive or whatever, I don't give a fuck. If you do any of those things, whatever. You throw a strip club or a home stripper in the mix, I'm not interested.
I think that is a great test, because if you let them go out to that bachelorette party or bachelor party, strip club, you get to see if they can control themselves.
Well, I would only know that if I was there, which is the second part of my rule.
You said you always find out. No matter what, you always find out.
Well, sometimes I may not find out till later. It depends on who they're going with. Are they a bunch of friends that I don't know? And that aren't appropriately afraid of me because they don't know any better yet?
Still could be.
The ones who know me are appropriately afraid of me. They fear that their name's going to come back when I find out that they were there and didn't tell me. They fear that, and that's comfortable for me. Fear is healthy. But people who don't know me well enough yet, like, that's not good enough for me. Well, and then the second piece of that is you can go to a strip club as long as I'm there.
Yeah.
I'll go. I'll pay for your lap dance and watch you squirm. Like, that's funny to me now. Now you're in the hot seat. Like, you can't look like you're enjoying it. Ha, 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 ha. I'm cruel that way. But, yeah, you can go to a strip club if I'm there, but you don't get to go without me. Okay. Nope. And I think we've talked about this on the show before, where I'm okay if I go to a female strip show by myself. I don't think my significant other needs to be there because I'm a chick. And I'm not getting off on it.
Mike does not agree with you, and I know this.
No, we've had
because
he's
being very fucking quiet.
No, he's smiling. You see the smile on his face? That's his like, I'm waiting. We've had this discussion on this show before, but
I don't need to add my 2 cents to it because we've already talked about it.
Yeah, that's my limit. And just so you guys know out there that there have been times where it's been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go and I guess there's supposed to be a stripper there or something, but I'm not gonna do that. I actually had a guy I was together with for a couple of years, and he went
You didn't marry him?
No, we were younger. He went to a bachelor party.
Right, didn't marry.
Like, wink, wink. I think he might have been underage.
Wink. Oh, that was supposed to be my left eye.
Wink. He went to one and but he found strippers disgusting. Like, he just found them disgusting.
Or did he just tell you that he found them disgusting?
No, I already knew that he found them disgusting. So that's what I was like, all right, go, let's see how this ends up. And, of course, I got reports back because he was with friends that knew enough. So they got reports. They were like, oh, my God, no, he didn't go. He just stayed by the keg. He was so excited to have beer. He was underage.
He just keeps standing there going, ew.
Yeah, he was probably just super hooked out by the entire thing. That's entirely possible. Okay. But if I look at you and go, yeah, I don't care. Just fucking go. I don't even give a shit. I no longer care. At that point, I'm baiting you. Do something that way I can leave you.
Yeah.
Please, God. Fuck up.
Okay.
Yeah. Please, God. Do something so that I can, have fun.
Which brings us to our next topic, which is the misconceptions of dating. Cheating. Or everything.
I'm going to let you lead this in while I refill my drink.
Everything is considered cheating. So if you look at another girl, if you fart in the wrong direction... If you talk to somebody that you've known for a long, long time. I have rules when it comes to dating me. And my rules are...
No fisting.
No fisting. Unless you have little baby hands.
Tiny baby hands.
Tiny baby hands. No, my rules are the past is the past. My friends are my friends. Your friends are your friends. You have no say in who I can talk to with my friends. You have no say in who I can talk to with my family and anything else, as do I. I have no say in who you can and cannot associate with, your friends, blah, blah, blah. You're friends up until we meet. So if you make new friends, then, or I make new friends while we're together, then you can have a say in it because we're together. That's building a life together. But if we're apart, if we're, before we got together, you have no say in my past, I have no say in your past, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Those are my basic rules. Other than, I'm not moving in with you. But we'll get into that later, because we've already talked about that.
Everything is considered cheating.
Yes. So there are people out there that consider cheating anything from looking at somebody to talking to somebody to associating or going out with coworkers.
Watching porn.
Well, watching porn, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Talking to people online.
All right, so...
Well, it depends on what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Again.
I mean, you can have emotional affairs. And that to me is hard to define, too, because, like, I have friends that are just friends that I can talk to about anything. So it's not an emotional affair necessarily. But I know that that's a thing for some people. They can have emotional affairs where they feel emotionally attached to people. I almost want to say that would be probably more chicks, because I don't think dudes are going to talk to somebody about stuff and feel, like, attached.
Some people consider it cheating in a relationship if the partner does the following: flirting with the opposite sex, discusses things of sexual nature with the opposite sex, gives gifts, has sexual contact. Well, that is cheating. Sexual contact is cheating.
Yeah, well,
that's not possible cheating.
That's not possible cheating. That is actually the definition.
Yeah,
chatting online.
Without permission, yeah.
Shares personal information and emotional feelings with someone other than their spouse. Texting with a member of the opposite sex.
See, that would never work for me because so many of my friends are dudes.
And I have quite a few female friends.
Yeah, that would.
So that doesn't work.
And it is. I think it is a tough thing. This I think is a hot point, and it's been a hot point in some relationships, not all of them. I have two extremes of examples that I can give you on this. So one, I have an ex that had a friend that he was friends with before, friend from high school, hot chick, smoking hot chick, way out of his league, like not shopping at his own store type of thing. But he's always had the hots. I knew that he always had the hots for this chick. And she was one of those that, like, strung him along for favors.
Right.
Like, see him, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you, run up and jump up in his arms and wrap her legs around him and then need him to fix her truck.
Right.
Or something like that. It was always like a little bit of a lead on. Nothing actually ever happened with them. So he would always take the stance of nothing ever happened with us. And they would still talk, which was like, okay, whatever. But then I found out that he was like talking to her that I was not aware of. And then found out that she was trying to get together with him but didn't want to include me.
Right.
So she was specifically attempting not to include me so that she can continue her using of him as they went down this merry way. And I was like, this would be totally different if you didn't find her attractive, but I knew that he would have just jumped at it in a heartbeat, previously.
Right.
So I was like, this doesn't sound right. And when he really sat down and thought about it, he's like, the fact that you specifically don't want to include my girlfriend is a problem. That's like a red flag. So he kind of cut the conversation there. So that's like one thing where, like, it kind of muddies the rules. It's not like a friend that they already had that they were talking to. So, like, my husband right now has a few friends, two in particular, young girls, good-looking girls that he met at school.
Right.
Yeah, and he had talked to them, and first you look at him, you're like, and I thought that. I was like, oh, he just wants to get in their pants because they're super hot and young and everything. And that must be what the whole goal is here. And I think really for him, because it's him, he just wants to talk to somebody. He just has to be talking to somebody all the time. So it's just somebody else to talk to, and they're chicks and they talk. And after meeting them, you can really see out of the gate that they are not at all interested or attracted to him in any way whatsoever. Right. So it becomes pretty apparent how that relationship worked, and he is young, he is older than them, so by like 10 years. So I think in their young minds, he's way too old. Right. He's probably like a grandfather, and it just wasn't a thing. So that now I have no issue with at all. In fact, very good friends with one of them, performed her wedding ceremony, in fact.
Right.
So that happens too. But for, a majority of the dudes that I talk to, it's like nothing along those lines whatsoever. It's like I get weird memes out of nowhere that they thought of me or something disgusting they can't tell anybody else.
Right.
That's the shit I end up with.
Yeah. I mean, like, sharing personal information and emotional feelings with someone other than their spouse, I don't consider that cheating. Sometimes, I mean, you've either already discussed it with your spouse, or it's something that you're mulling over, talking with your spouse about. You need to bounce ideas off of somebody.
That's what I use them for. And I know that that's a hot button even in my marriage right now, of like, because I will talk about personal stuff with my friends. And I have 2 guy friends in particular that I've only been friends with really in the past couple of years, but they're great to bounce stuff off of because they hold no bars.
Is that the mutual friends with in-law?
No.
The gay guys?
No.
Oh, okay.
But what I will do now with these guys is go, so I did this and I think this. Like, am I fucked up? And they're like, yeah, that was fucking stupid. Like, that's just kind of how they reply. Like, if there was anything wrong, they were like, yeah, you're fucking retarded on that end, or something, or what should I do about this? Would you guys get pissed if your wife did blah, 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 blah? It's like, because one of them is married and one got really long-term now girlfriend. So it's like, it's not like they're single dudes just trying to rub their penis on me. Huh. And plus, they're younger than me, too, so they probably think I'm, like, really, really old.
Yeah.
Hey, when I was married, I used to bounce shit off my cousin all the time. I talk about my marital problems and shit like that, and it was no big deal.
She probably saw that as though you're relative.
That's
but different.
She never knew about it anyway because she was doing her own thing.
Even though, I mean, cousins can hook up. And
she, you know what, though? Anytime I spent any time with my cousin, she got really fucking jealous.
Well, that's because cousins can hook up. Did again, cousins can legally marry in California.
That's great.
Howard Wolowitz.
Yeah.
All right.
Not Nevada.
Moving forward. So.
Forward, never straight.
Drink of the day. The drink of the day is
the liquid panty remover.
So it's just acid.
Ingredients.
1/2 ounce of Rumple mints, peppermint liqueur.
I remember that stuff.
1/4 ounce of creme de cassis. Cassis?
Okay.
And 1/4 ounce of peach schnapps.
That sounds gross.
And the method is you shake the ingredients together with ice in a cocktail shaker, strain into a shot glass, and serve.
You don't really need to say method.
The method to his madness.
All right.
That sounds fucking disgusting. Do
Peach
people really
schnapps.
drink that?
Peach schnapps doesn't sound good.
Peach schnapps tastes good.
I'm not supposing that it
sip
does.
It. You sip it. You enjoy the peach flavor. You sip it.
You don't snip schnapps.
You drink it as a teenager because there's nothing else you can get a hold of.
Yeah. That's the
gist of it.
That's the thing on the shelf that you could steal.
I finished. Someone had schnapps in their cabinet for hella long. They had my cousin. She had a little shot glass worth of schnapps left in her cabinet for 3 years, and I finished
Rumple mints.
Do you remember Rumple mints?
Fucking Thunderbird.
Oh my god, or cactus juice.
Yes.
Hot damn.
Hot damn. All right, are you guys ready?
Yes.
It is time for lubricated ant.
God. Oh, the lubricated ant.
On the previous episode of Lubricated Ant,
let me scoot my chair over.
We met Beth, who is in Arizona, a long way from her dead lover Bill and his drunken ways. She lives in a camper with a hamper on a bump on a log in a hole at the bottom of the ocean, and she doesn't know if she likes it.
Hole in the bottom of the ocean.
She looked at her body in the mirror and thought she was getting fat, but then she thought that she still has time. Then we reminisced about Bill on Drunken Night.
Yeah, you know what? I relived this because I listened to it, and it was a lot of repetitive in the story. Just so you guys know, that isn't me repeating lines. It was actually consistent, repetitive writing.
Oh, you were improvising a little bit, too.
I did, but that was fun stuff. Oh, yes, and now.
The next episode of...
Lubricated Ant.
God, it's so gross.
Where's the soundtrack?
We don't...
Oh.
Where's the fucking soundtrack?
Jesus Christ, Michael.
I even fucking gave you a hint when I went...
I gotta find it now.
That sounded like the Seinfeld intro. That's not sexy. We should read porn to the Seinfeld intro.
Yeah, Jerry would want a piece of that.
What do we have to pay trademark on that?
Newman, are you ready?
Let's do this.
Are you going to tell me when I need to stop?
Never stop, baby.
Never stop stopping.
Okay, so we left it off where he'd hit his head on a coffee table, right?
Yep.
Okay. Her fear made her forget she was naked, and she got to her feet and ran across the room, her buttocks swaying, her breast bouncing. As she fled the bathroom and came back with a cold washcloth, she knelt by him and again was startled by a loud snore coming from him. She laughed, more in relief than anything. He had simply passed out. She sat next to him, weak with relief, applying the cold cloth to her own forehead as she looked down at him and his exposed penis, still half erect, sticking out of his underwear. She bent over and examined it closely.
With a
wild thought
glass.
was in her mind, something she wanted to do, something with her mouth so lewd and obscene. She didn't dare give it a name. With a shudder, she pulled herself back. Only perverts and prostitutes did a thing like that. What was she good at? Was she going to give him a blowjob?
She's going to blow on it. See if she could pump him up.
Only perverts and prostitutes do that.
Like an inflatable doll.
You know, that's going to be my new line now. My husband's like, put it in your mouth and be like, only perverts and prostitutes do things like that.
Taste
That's
the
dirty.
meat.
That's lewd.
Dirty.
She had put on a bathrobe and made a bed for Bill right there on the floor. He had been too big and heavy and too deeply asleep to move. She had gone to bed to toss and turn, excited by the coming morning and the night with Bill. Before she dropped into a restless, exhausted sleep, she thought, I've got a lot to learn about myself. And now, in the camper, naked, feeling again the lewd promise and thrill of that night, she pulled on a robe and stepped into shower clogs. So sexy. Shower clogs.
Damn.
Picked up the letter, a bar of soap and a towel instead. This is horrible writing. This isn't even interesting. And stepped out of the trailer into the hot Arizona night. Above were stars and a panoramic display slowly wheeling overhead with the Milky Way on display, full of more stars.
Why is display capitalized?
I don't know. But I don't know why they also misspelled cunt twice in the first paragraph.
That's where we get lubricated in
Exactly. Full of more stars than she could count and a luminous dust. It was so beautiful, she thought how few stars one could see from New York City. New York City?
Oh, yeah.
Gotta wait till the music goes. She stood for a moment, letting her eyes grow accustomed to the dark. The migrant worker camp, oh my God, the migrant workers again, was surprising to her. A lot cleaner and neater than she had expected. The workers lived with their families in little cottages, with the single workers, male and female, living in separate barracks. Beth peered around, trying to get her bearings. There weren't too many lights on, except for the houses and the barracks, because there wasn't any need for them. She tried to remember where the mailbox was. It probably was down by the admissions office. The office was run by Mrs. Ramirez, Tina Ramirez, a young Mexican-American widow, her husband having been killed last year in a harvester accident.
In a bad thresher accident.
Beyond the admissions office was the shower room that everyone in the camp used. Everyone in the camp used it. Beth set off at an assured pace, walking across the parking area and striding up to the office. It was dark, and she thought she could let herself in, drop the letter to Bill in the mailbox inside, and go take a much-needed shower. Her hand was on the doorknob when she froze, hearing a sound. She looked around quickly. What was it? A wild animal? Her heart was pounding against her ribcage as if it were trying to batter its way free when she heard the sound again. Oh! The sound welled and grew high, and Beth stepped back from the door, not knowing what to do. Oh! She heard the same voice say, a full octave lower. Oh, baby Manuel, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Oh. Beth was stunned. Tina Ramirez, the voice had to be Tina, and she was not alone. As she stood, rooted to the spot, she could hear other sounds coming from inside, small sounds that were suggestive of... She shook her head and started to walk quietly away, figuring what was going on in the admissions office was none of her business. Then a deep cry from inside made her stop in her tracks again. It was possible that Tina was in trouble. It could be. Breath's bow wrinkled in an unaccustomed frown, and her elegant society good looks were worried. worried society good looks.
That's so awful.
On an impulse, she turned and tiptoed to the window next to the door. Licking her lips, she looked around, trying to see if anyone was out. It wouldn't look right if, on her first night in the camp, she was discovered peeking in windows. Nothing moved in the camp, and far out over the field she heard the lonely sound of a dog howling at the moon. She stood on tiptoe and looked in the window. What she saw almost made her scream. There was a cot right by the window on which she saw Tina, or whomever was on duty, sometimes slept during the harvest season when people were arriving and leaving at all times of the day and night.
In Arizona?
I guess, dude.
There's a harvest season?
I don't know what we're harvesting. There's a cactus, prickly pears.
Meth.
You could harvest the prickly pears. And Beth was looking down on Tina laying stark naked on the bed with a man who was also naked. Tina was in rapture, her head thrown back, her mouth open, her eyes closed, her arms thrown above her head as the man's hands rhythmically massaged her naked breast with his bare, hard worker's hands. Tina's knees were bent out as far as they could go and pulled up crab-like and spread wide, exposing the whole of her moistly glistening cunt to the man.
Ant.
Beth couldn't see his face because it was buried tight up between her thighs, his tongue and mouth licking like he was a starving beast. And Tina was writhing, twisting, and moaning with pleasure as she suddenly grit her teeth and hissed, "Eat it! Oh, eat it! Eat me up!"
Yummy.
To be continued.
Continued. You mean Antinued?
Yes, Antinued.
Oh, Manuel.
Oh! It's like an old lady orgasm.
Oh, Manuel.
Or she just found Jesus or something.
Oh, Jesus.
My Lord.
I feel the Spirit.
It's a coming in my body.
All right.
I don't know if I can take any more of that.
That's it. That is interesting writing.
That surely lubricated my aunt.
Yeah. I think it lubricated everybody's aunt. It's
Oh, right.
I'm interested as to her very high-end, prestigious good looks.
Yeah.
They can also be twisted. Absolutely. All right. Are we done with this episode?
That's all we got.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done for now.
We're done.
All right, then.
So, cocktails out.
You're dumb.